second part of the fourth episode of International Jugger Talks. We have already addressed the topics of Atom Cup and DM, biggest blowouts, and so on. And now we will speak a little bit about which is the highest level region of Jagger in the world. So we'll be comparing the different regions, speaking a little bit about how each of them, the top players, the top teams, and let's make some small comparisons and some salty comments about it. So I will leave you with Manu, which can introduce the Spanish situation pretty well.
Actually, I'm not the biggest fanboy for Spanish dominance, but
What?
okay.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not. You'll find out Baldwin has some pretty good opinions on the subject. But we brought up this topic because of the, let's say, extreme and I think overhyped dominance of the Spanish teams in the DM, where
Overhyped.
first,
Are you
second,
sure about that adjective?
yeah, I'm sure, and I will explain that.
It's like
Not
hyper
like
hyped.
hype, but overblown. That's the word I'm looking for. Where the three
Overhyped.
Spanish teams attending, both, not both, but they got the first, second, and third position and only lost games to themselves in sort of a triangle, where Berracos lost to Pavos, Pavos to Pollos, and Pollos to Berracos. And when Rigor came to Spain trying to maybe get back some lost honor in that match or in that tournament, they placed third, which I think is the right placement
They
for
tied
them.
the game against Tethios, right? On the
I'm not
first
really
day.
sure.
I think on the first day they tied the game against Tertios.
Rigor Mortis and Tercios Españoles.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I
So
recall that correct. If I recall that correctly, that was the case.
I am looking for some Asian salt right now. So Stefan, which region do you think is the strongest one?
Okay, that's okay. At first, I think I thought about this before, and I think it's really hard because we can't really like, let's say, compare it for real. Of
Hmm.
course, um, teams are just showing up with their real rosters when they traveling to the other country because it's quite some distance, and then you just
Yeah.
subbing in some players, which sometimes are even better than your regular players, which is somewhat crazy. Or some German teams are doing stupid stuff and are not going really serious to the DM because the next week there was the Jugger League playoffs, which was supposed to be a little bit more important, or even not. In the end, it was just a consolation prize because everyone was so stumped by the Spanish teams at the DM. Um, it's finally, I think, that Spain came out on top by a
Ole.
fair margin, but it's not that Germany is complete trash and they just have to get their shit together somewhat. Because I think the general approach in Germany is sometimes that they haven't really realized that there are some other peoples that are quite capable in playing Jugger, and that they're doing a quite job, and that they are somewhat sportive, and that you just can't hit them hard, so they will stop doing stuff. And so we have to realize that there is some other region that is really strong, and then we have to get our shit together and
Hmm.
get
I
back
think you
what
brought
was ours.
two interesting facts about German Jagger compared to Spanish Jagger. I think we addressed this in a previous episode already, but I think it's interesting to see this through again. The first one is that I think Spanish people who play at the top teams of Spain are usually fitter and more sportive than German people, which gives them an advantage when it comes to equal ability with weapons. And the second one is that the way we train is, I think, it's slightly different from the way German people train in general. Of course, this cannot be applied to the whole array of teams in Germany because that will be different. But for the most part, I think in Spain there was more. The trainings are more focused, and we train for a larger time. This is also because we have a nice weather, which allows us to train for more months a year and for longer spans every time. Mm, and in general, as the top teams take their trainings more seriously, or they train with their opponents more in their head. So it ends up that we get better out of each training because we train a little bit more focused on we want to get better and beat our opponents, and not so much into the let's just gather all together, have fun, and blah blah part, which of course it's super nice, but for Team Spain, that way would never be enough to be in the super super top tier.
I think I really think that the Spanish dominance has been overblown. Maybe because I've only been around Spaniards, but we have to keep in mind the fact that only one team of the Spanish team was showing their actual strength, or maybe a little less because of the travel. Both Berracos and the Pavos that attended at the DM were significantly stronger. Berracos had possibly one of the best quickers that gave them the match against, in my opinion, against Sonnenkinder because of the amount of pressure the
Yeah,
possession of the Jagging about
and the
them
speed.
was putting on the Sonnenkinder players. And they have Bambi, who is famous for being a very good strategist. So I think those are really things you cannot ignore. Those are really important factors. And I have a lot of respect for Millán as a player, but I don't really think that Millán is really more central to the team than having Juanda, Baldwin, which is a very good strategist, as well as Bambi, and Losa. I think those three players, only because of the amount of options you have and the players being fresh and having another shield in Germany, I think both teams were, both Barracos and Pavos were in better shape than they usually are as a team. And also, people, when they say that Spanish teams only lose to themselves, they are forgetting that Berracos started 4 points down against Rigor Mortis. Four down. The comeback was crazy. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it myself, and I was there. So even though Rigor and Sonnenkinder placed fifth and sixth, I don't really think that they would place like that if they were to attend a regular Spanish tournament where teams are not just a super version of themselves. Congrats to Pollos for their amazing performance, lacking team members and not having like exceptionally high quality
Yeah,
freelancers.
but they were coming. I think when, if I recall correctly, they were coming from the right half of the tournament tree as well.
Okay, I don't actually recall
No,
this,
they
but
faced us in semifinals, so that's not.
On
yeah,
semis.
but everyone had to. No, okay, yeah,
Okay,
Okay, there
then.
was
everyone.
I,
No,
I,
actually, Berracos, yeah, Berracos
Berracos
faced
and
Rigor
Rigor
too.
One was on one side, and we were in the opposite side, along with Magneto Pollos, and I don't know who else.
No, but Berracos also faced Sonnenkinder 1, which I would say it's stronger than. Berracos had to face Rigor 1 and Sonnenkinder 1, and you guys had to face Pollos and then who? Like, I
Uh,
don't think you had to face any other team of the strength of Sonnenkinder 1 or
no,
Rigor
our
Mortis
run
1.
until semifinals was not very complicated. In round of 16, we beat a German team who were wearing black hoodies, black t-shirts,
Yeah,
but I don't
with the
remember
crazy
anymore
shield.
their
yeah,
name.
when you were playing against Living Undead there, I
Living
remember.
Okay,
Undead. That's
yeah.
right.
Sorry,
And he
sorry
was,
for
yes, yes,
sorry
yes,
for
and
that.
yeah, he was he and they had this one sheet guy that was causing some problems, but besides that, it was somewhat smooth. I think. Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
I was, of course, they fought for the for every point, but it wasn't enough. Let's
Oh,
say it
and
like
Manito
this.
Pollos beat Gag, if I recall correctly, in
Okay.
quarterfinals.
hmm
So that's
So,
how we end up in semifinals.
Okay, but
so
you have to
Baldwin,
put into
who?
consideration there. We'll give a second that
Yeah,
Gak
yeah,
was
sure,
like
for sure.
doing some really stupid stuff with their
Yeah,
roster,
oh
just
my God, yeah.
splitting their first string players and just going first and second string was really crazy. I think
Yeah.
I didn't
And
understand.
wasn't the fact that the Kete just decided to play stuff for whatever reason a very good
Yes,
Kete in GAC?
yes,
Yeah, it was
yes.
like, I don't need to carry this shit anymore. I might as well just go. play quicker or something.
There was stuff I really didn't understand, and that was okay. But they weren't taking this tournament like super serious. I think they were just going approaching it with a more uh,
Relaxed way.
yes, really relaxed way. And the week afterwards, they were playing more serious.
So Baldwin, who do you think has the better region?
Mm.
Which
Okay, I
region do
think
you think?
nowadays, to me, it's pretty clear. I think Spain has overpowered Germany in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, I wouldn't be so sure. 1 year ago, I think it was pretty even, but now I think since teams like Berracos, Ninjas, Magnetopollos, Franquespavos, Tercios, I think we have more teams on that top tier which can compare to Zonenkinder, to Tercios, sorry, to Rigor, to Gag, to Falco, and so we have more than double the number of teams in that tier, and I think some of them are in that level, power level, and the upper half are above that power level. So when you put everything together, I think Spain is dominant right now.
Yeah, I agree.
We have a
I
very
think you even have more players by now. I
Mm,
think you've even more. You have more
yeah, that's
teams,
right.
more people that played, and you have right. I mentioned this beforehand. You have the better infrastructure, like with the several teams and the city. There's situations here and there, and it's
I
like
think there are fewer cities that play Jagger in Spain, but if each city has like 10 teams. So in the end, you have the something which is huge, that you have your opponents just bashing you every Sunday on a quasi tournament format, because you are probably playing local leagues, which all Spanish regions are. So in the end, you are facing a tournament conception every single
yes,
Sunday.
that's what
So
I meant.
this
That's what I meant there.
Yeah.
we train in that sense. You could say that we train better, and we have better opponents to train with every week. So in the end, I think that this has made the push for Spanish teams to get ahead.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So many teams are just training with themselves. For example, like take Kinder, like we just there's no one around, no one close, and of course we are lucky that we have so many people and that we can just go easy with this. And but still, the level sometimes the level disparity in training
Mm-hmm.
is really crazy sometimes.
There's another very important point I feel sort of hidden in this argument, which is the fact that whenever you're facing, maybe not as much with Rigor Mortis one, but Son and Kinder, you are facing the best players in that region, mashed in the best way possible in a team. That's not happening in Spain. Whenever you're facing, even when you're facing Tercios, I'm pretty sure you could think of upgrades or players from other teams that would be a really great addition for that team. For example, Tercios is lacking a left-handed chain. What if Pablo was to play in Tercios? How strong would that team get if they had Pablo, or maybe if they had like a quicker of the level of Casal or Abalde? When you're playing a Spanish team, players in the territory, which happens when you're playing a German team. So I think this is a very crucial point, and that's why there's more top level teams in Spain because the talent is more spread between many teams. There's not like just one super team that crushes everyone, and then the second string is sort of decent, and then it's just a shit show
Yeah, I
from
think
there.
this is a direct result from the fact that we have more teams and more players.
Yeah, there's even
So,
more talented players in Spain, right?
and
I think the
okay, the
general.
post.
Depends on the position, actually. German has, in my opinion, the better Q-tips, for example.
Yes,
And
Yeah, but we have the
yes.
better anti-chains because that position exists in Spain, something that doesn't happen in Germany.
yeah, for sure. And the better, but that's just weird in Germany. Why don't you have an anti-chain is something that blows my mind. But
Yeah.
okay.
Well, the philosophy of the good teams is that everyone has to be able to play against Chain, since usually the guy is moving more around than in Spain.
Yeah, okay, but
That's the general concept of this
of
idea, I
course,
think.
in the top teams
Mm,
of Spain, we have the same philosophy.
that's
Everyone should have the ability to block a chain, but at the same time, we have specialized people who only train against chains, so that they are the ones in charge of this, and they get like 80% of the training just in front of chains. And we try to cross this anti-chain player whenever the opposite chain is moving.
Yeah, I know, I
And
know,
we
I
are used to
know,
this. This gives
I
us more
know.
flexibility, and still all players of first string of top teams should be able to block a chain if
I
they.
I think the next problem there is that there is that thing that is called, oh man, how was it called? I think it was Shield, yeah, which is like non-existent in
Yeah,
Germany.
Yeah.
That has to do something with the
but you should
material of the
try.
shields, right? And with
No,
the
but
general approach,
there's
because it
another
requires
thing
skill and speed
I want
and
to
all
ask
that
you
shit.
guys.
No, I don't think that's correct because I saw
If
the shield
okay,
from. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name.
The
This
bandits.
girl, hmm?
Oh, which one? Sorry.
The girl from Setanta, who played with Jagermeister on the tournament of
Yeah,
Vienna.
yeah. And she played with Tekla Tiger, yeah, because she's
Yes,
living in Strasbourg.
which her name was.
Marion. Okay,
Thank you.
okay, you found one person. That's cool, yeah.
And she had the technology the same as we have in Spain, even I think even slightly better.
Yes, of
And she
course,
has
but
been
that's
going
one
to Germany
person.
over and over for multiple years. So why hasn't this technology appeared in Germany? Because people are
Oh,
not
that's
interested
okay.
in
That's not
shields.
right. No, 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 no. Yeah, that's not right. Okay, you have to put in consideration that Marion played like I don't know, like six tournaments maybe or something like this, and three of them were last year in Germany. Okay, okay. And so it was. She was showing in Germany. I think first time 2013. No, 2000. I don't know. I don't know. But not that many times. And she was showing quite sometimes this season in Germany. Okay, that's okay. And but nobody really knows about her, and she's not really into a team. She's just living in a city close to another city,
Mhm.
which has a team, which is something different there.
Okay, okay. I didn't want to address the point that Marion
I
should
want to bring up
go
a
there like
topic.
an
As soon
evangelist
as you
and
guys wrap
preach
this up,
everyone in Germany
I
how to
really
make
want to
shields.
ask
I
a
said that,
question.
for example, there has been shields in Germany over the years. Like it's the fourth time Spain takes people to Germany to play in tournaments with their shields in there. So the reason is that since you have very very little shields, because with the old style of super heavy weapons, they maybe were at a somewhat disadvantage. I don't know. This could be or could not be. I haven't really thought into that. But since it was a very unpopular weapon, this down in popularity goes worse and worse and worse because there's less people who can teach others how to build them, who can learn
Yeah,
how
you
to
have to put into
go
consideration
on.
what you need to play as a shield player. You have to be somewhat fast. You have to be somewhat have good reflexes, and
Mhm.
you need to rely on some athleticism. But we are lacking that, in my opinion. And you need somewhat young people for this. Okay, I can hardly imagine a 30-year guy how fast and good and how high he can whatever jump playing shield. That's somewhat crazy.
Well, you got Bambi and Lobo. They are
Okay,
over
okay, okay. They're
25.
like 100 years old. Okay, yeah, okay.
No, okay, they are over 28, something like
Yeah.
that.
But
Okay,
ladies
but
and
okay,
gentlemen,
they're not
But
jumping.
I can agree that they have been with their shield forever. So at some point they were young.
Yes, and these people are really rare, and it's a combination
I agree.
of this age and of the ability to make these shields. And okay, I have this super light shield from Abalde, I think, or something, or
Hmm.
from Bambi, I don't know.
It was actually Bambi and Lobo who built it for Abalde, but he never
Yeah,
used it. So it
whatever,
remained at
something
your
like this,
place.
something like this.
Hmm.
So I have this, and of course it's really cool. And when I show it to people, they're like, "Oh my god, oh yeah, that's a really nice idea. Can you really use this?" And yeah, some of our players tried them, and they already broke one because they made some by themselves. Of course, they really break it. So this leads me to the next point, which is the weight of weapons, and the style people play. They are quite used to it, and it's really difficult for them to really make this stuff work, I think.
so I have another question now that you guys are finally over. I think just to wrap this up, you both chose Spain to be the most dominant region, but how did you explain that the only team beating Enta in Tercios in the last, what, 2 years is a German team? Because Tercios is not only always the champion in Spain, they have smashed absolutely everyone. They smashed Pavos at their peak at last Atom Cup. They smashed Ciponejos before they dissolved. They, not dissolved, but Salva and Asdrubal left
Falling
and
apart a little
then
bit.
went a step down. They beat Ninjas by a very, very, very big
fair margin.
margin at
Yeah.
Spring Cup. They beat Berracos at Summer Cup. So you can see that sort of the story with Tertius is that they have beaten absolutely every other top
For
team in a
for
final.
me, for me,
Okay,
So
is
how
the
come that
to begin
Rigor
with, your
Mortis is
information is
getting these
wrong because
results?
Tercios Españoles tied a match in the last Murcia regional and they lost another because they didn't won tournament.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I didn't know about this. Who did they
but
okay.
lose
okay,
and tie?
but okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
will, I will answer your question, even if it's not okay. The facts where
No,
it's
no,
constructed are not really correct, but okay, let's assume they are,
no,
and
no.
I will
Okay, okay.
answer you
I didn't know
with the
this. I didn't
following
know the
question.
information about the regional.
Okay, but answer me this: how many teams in Germany do you think are proficient to get a chance to beat Tercios actually, and how many are proficient enough in Spain to have chances to beat Tercios in a match nowadays? I think the answer in Spain would be like there are 6 teams who can be a threat to Tercios. Meanwhile, I think there are one at better 2 teams in Germany who can be a real threat to Tercios power level.
Yeah,
actually,
but
I think this is
okay,
a
I was
matchup
working
question.
without
Let's
this
say no, no, no,
information.
no. Wait. Let's put something. Let's make something clear. I think this is for me. This is a clear matchup question, uh, and uh, and it's there has to be something with this that rigor mortis is just losing to Veracruz. Like there has to be some reason in
Yeah,
their play style, and
that's
there
my
has to
opinion
be
as
a
well.
fucking reason that they are
That's what
that
I was getting.
last year German Championship they made Texas look like not that super good players. There and beforehand they were just ruffle stomping everything. There has to be some reason. I think the answer is that Rigor Mortis is really good in this matchup. That they're really proficient there. For some reason that they can work there really strongly. And I don't know. Do you think there's any other reason, Manu?
For which one of the matches, Tercios or
Yeah, whatever.
Berracos?
Like both, however you like it.
I think Berracos, at least the one at the DM, was completely carried by back into the game by Bambi and Sanchez. Like
Yeah.
Sanchez got a really amazing game, and Bambi just wrecked everyone. You can go check the video, and it's absolutely fucking crazy how many people he's killing until they are back into the game. They were down 4-0. It's crazy to come back from that, and it's crazy to get fucked like that if you are teams of the same level. I don't really know
So,
how it
Manu,
happened
just to
back
make it
then.
clear, is so your statement is the best region is the one who brings the best contender for the second best team. Like
No,
since Rigor Mortis is the team
no,
who has
Marvin.
the
I
biggest
think
chance
you're
to beat
you're putting
Tercios,
you're
Germany
putting
is the
words
best
into my
region.
mouth. I'm just asking
Okay.
questions, and you're just getting salty before I even make my point. I never said that Germany was, in my opinion, the better region. I only the fact that if you were to take the teams from the bottom half of the top 16 in both regions and just face against each other, I
And
think
Spain
Spain
would
got
crush, I think,
completely
in that
wrecked.
case.
I think Spain is really consistent in their level. There's not like two, maybe three top teams, and then the rest like down here. I think that doesn't happen in Spain. I think Spain is a better Jagger region, but I just wanted to raise other points of view. There's no need for getting salty, and I still think this is a really interesting fact because when was okay? Tertius lost a
What do
match
you
and
mean
tied
there's no
another
need to
one
get
in the
salty?
last
That's the whole
regional.
point of international Jugger Salts is to get salty. So why are you thinking that we shouldn't get
Yeah, but
salty?
it's
We
not
lose
to get
our
Okay.
okay.
salty.
Later on, I
Okay,
will put you in
this
the
is out of
sandbox, and you
topic.
can use your conversation there. But go back to topic there.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. My point is not that Germany is the best region because of this. My point is that Germany is the only region that managed to get results like this until just now in the last regional match. And
Yeah, which
also
is
that Rigor Mortis, in my opinion, seems to have some kind of a problem. I don't know which problem this is, but they seem to start just smashing every team. Like when they will often lose matches where they are smashing. They are just completely outclassing the opponent, and then I don't know why, but they go down the drain. And I, my problem with just completely ruling out Rigor and Sonnenkinder, but this is more of an issue with Rigor, is that I think this is something that once they realize, it seems to be like some kind of subjacent problem, not something based on their mechanics, because they are good enough in the first 6, 7 points points of the game. Why the fuck is this happening to them? They are a very established team. It's
No,
not like people
nobody's
are
ruling them out.
underestimating
Actually,
them.
I don't think we are ruling them out. What my point
Yeah,
was not like
that's
we
why
should rule them
nobody
out
nobody's
top teams
approaching the
from
match
Germany.
like, oh, these fuckers
But
who no
my
one
point was
knows.
that
So
there are
why
like
is it
eight teams on
happening
this
so
level in
often that
Spain and only
they
two
go
in
down?
Germany.
This is my question.
If you would let me speak, what I said
Don't
was that in
interrupt
Germany
me
there are
while I
8 teams of
talk.
this power
Go
level,
ahead,
and
Baldwin.
In Spain there are twice as much. So nobody's ruling them out, and I am saying they are not on that power level, and you are basing all your defense on the fact that Rigor Mortis beat Tercios in one match like 2 years ago, which is
1 year
ridiculous.
ago.
2 DMs ago, which is ridiculous.
No,
1
it's
year ago, and they
one
died in that
It was
cup.
just 1 year ago, and they tied them once more. But maybe you can just say, okay, what we can say is that there's one good matchup, which is like Rigor Mortis against Thetheos, and last year DM I had the feeling that we were having somewhat okay game against Thetheos, that we could beat them under circumstances, but whatever. Um, and but besides that, there is like no real good showing of a German team against a real good Spanish team. Like besides some exceptions, which for example last year, Rigor Mortis against Ninjas or something at the Autumn Cup.
Yeah,
Which is,
and
and besides
also
that, there's no good showing. Or the last two TS where we played with Zone Kinder, we were playing really bad against the Pavos. Like they were dumping us, and that was really crazy there. And yeah, German teams don't have really not they aren't good showing. They don't have good showings against Spanish teams.
okay,
Not at all.
just wrapping up because I didn't want to give the feeling that Tercios is crushing every team in Spain. Like we are kind of giving this message, which is not the case at all. Like it's true that Tercios has had a super huge dominance this year. They won the four major tournaments in Spain: autumn, spring, winter, and summer cup. All four of them, they got first position, so they had like the perfect run. But they had their ups and downs, and they are sometimes, more often than not, winning matches by only 2 or 3 points, sometimes one, sometimes golden jag, like for example 2 years ago, Spring Cup against Berracos in quarterfinals, which would have cost them to be sixth, seventh, or fifth position, something like this. So it's not like they are super ahead. They're one step ahead, so they usually win, but this is not the case always. It's most likely close matches. Also, Spring Cup this year, semi-final against Franquespavos, it was a
Yeah.
very close match.
Yeah.
Often against Berracos is never stomping. They just seem to show up when they need to show up, but there are occasions where they are closer than we think. And what happened with Rigor was that this step up was brought up by the fact that Rigor adapted better to a field they know already, which is their own field and their own rules in Germany.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. I somewhat right there. Okay.
Hmm.
So this should do it for this topic right now. We all agree that we happily disagree, right? Somewhat.
But
For
I
some
think
reason.
if we had
I
to just
didn't
put it
agree.
to words, I think we all
Spain
would
is the
say that
strongest
Spain
team.
is
There's
stronger nowadays.
no point in that.
Manu, sorry, what were we saying? Okay, Manu is having some kind of issues.
Yeah,
I'm
Manu
That's
having
all
some
seems
he said.
problems with my laptop. I can't hear people when they talk because I'm overheating. So I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, okay. Then
you are you are overheating of how Spain is better.
okay.
No.
So then let's close this episode out. I hope you
Just a
were
little
enjoying it.
reminder, because Baldwin is being so nice to me, I remind everyone that Baldwin hasn't come through with his challenge to do something
Oh
good
yeah,
on
that's
camera
right. That's
because
right.
he
Okay.
lost his
Okay,
bet.
bitches,
Yeah,
I
this.
will do it now. You just shut your mouth. I will do it right now.
Okay, what are
Okay,
we
I'll
doing?
come. I come back with Tabasco.
He's really doing it. Okay, I like it. I like it. Okay, besides that, can tell you something. What we're going to plan. We're planning a little bit more, but with a small little project, we are trying to expand it a little bit. We're working really hard since 4 episodes on creating a Twitter channel, which is Baldwin not doing, but maybe he will do it some
Well,
point.
I am
I'm
back
looking forward to
with
it.
some Tabasco and spoon.
And yeah, give me a
Just to
second, Baldwin.
prove you
I'm just
right wrong.
yes.
Okay.
Let's
I
just
don't
let me
want
close out the
to. I
episode.
wouldn't want to give an excuse to all our viewers, but I was really sick of the stomach last time, so it was really a bad
Okay.
idea that it would
Before you
take Tabasco
do
this
your heroic stuff, just let me close out this episode. So yeah, when
Sure.
we have this Twitter stuff finally, and we are working on a logo, which we will have at some point, I hope, and then we will just getting a little bit more crazy, and you can ask us questions, and we'll have new formats and all that kind of small things. So Baldwin, the stage is yours,
Stefan,
please.
shut up. Everybody just wants to me take the fucking spoon now.
Yeah, fuck you.
Okay, go for it.
I don't believe that's full.
Oh, you don't believe it?
Yeah,
show
sure.
it. I really can't show it to the camera without it spilling. I hope
Oh,
somebody
that's
can.
the fuck! Oh, Baldwin, are you
What?
fucking shitting me? There's no Tabasco on the fucking spoon, bro.
But there is.
Come
But
on.
there is. Okay,
No,
okay.
I know
no.
Come on, you can see it there.
Who the fuck?
You are so full of shit, man.
My spoon was fucking full, bro. No, come
Oh,
on.
do you
No,
want me
no,
to do
there's
it?
no way.
But my Tabasco is running out. I will just use all that there is, but there isn't so much left. Okay, now the fucking spoon is full. I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Look, you can see it. You can see it.
Ah, that's not full. Okay, that's like okay. That's a half full. Okay, I can bear it.
Will you take it? Because my Tabasco is. I run out of it. So
Okay, go ahead. Just
I hate you guys,
finish.
and I fucking hate Frank Espavos for disappointing me so hard. What?
That man, that man deserves a medal. That man deserves a medal.
I'm
Oh, fuck
so
my life.
happy.
Oh. Oh, this is horrible. So spicy. Oh my god. Okay, we should really close because I can't speak anymore. It's burning every time I breathe.
Okay then. Take care, guys, and see you next time. Goodbye. Good
See you
night.
soon. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.